me. I'm back. It's been a while. Haven't made a video in a while. You know, just to talk about the markets and what's going on, right? You see, I'm still here. I'm even here in the bear market, baby. Whoa! Woo! How's it been? How's 2022 been for you? Oh my God. It's been an experience. It feels like we're going through war, right? We're entrenched, fighting for our financial future, trying to live, trying to survive. Wow. It's been a tough year. I've never traded a year like this. You know, I didn't start trading until 2009. So that was after the financial crisis. So I've never actually experienced a market like this. It's wild. It's ugly. But you have to think, the Fed had to step in. They had to cut out all this bullshit. You know? Shout out to John for hooking that up. The little Wall Street Bets guy. That was a gift that he gave me during that bull market. Diamond hands. But yeah, the Fed had to step in. They had to cut the shit out. You know, it was getting frothy, man. Like, it was necessary. You know. Now, the markets are rigged. All right, they are rigged, and they have been since 2008. That's the reality, right? The Fed has been propping up these markets, pumping liquidity into these markets, just keeping them up, right? So you could have easily just bought the dip, kept going, right? So what's different now? They're no longer doing that. They're on the other side. They're trying to sell. Reason being is because of inflation. Inflation, I don't know if, you know, some of you may know, or realize or understand this, but inflation, it could kill a nation. It could crumble it, you know, if it gets out of control. You don't understand how bad or how euphoric and just out of control things got. Like, I mean, we should have saw it. We see it now, looking back. You know, people were selling or buying these NFTs, these JPEGs for millions of dollars. Like, who pays millions of dollars for pictures, right? I mean, yes, I understand the concept. Okay, so I don't need to go into that. But end of the day, you're still paying millions for pictures, right? It's crazy. I even bought a couple, not for millions, for a couple thousand, but people selling farting in jars and selling jarred farts to people on the internet for thousands of dollars. Yeah, it was just crazy. Like, the amount of money that was circulating out there, when too much money get into the wrong hands, or into people that don't know how to control money or use it properly, that's what you get. That's what you get. What we saw last year and in the past couple of years, the craziness. So it also ties into that great resignation. People had so much money, they're like, fuck it, I don't have to work anymore. I'm done, right? Like, that's it. That was the idea, right? They're done. No more work. They're free, right? Living it up, spending so much money, you know, don't have to go back to work. So the Fed had to step in. They had to step in. They had to suck out all that liquidity. They had to control that inflation. Inflation's the killer, man. And inflation, runaway inflation, is the only way, or is one of the ways, that the Fed would step in and stop pumping liquidity into these markets and pumping them up. They had to control it, because if they didn't, or if they don't, things would get uglier, right? So they had to crush that wealth effect that everybody had, right? Now, if everybody feels wealthy and everybody has a shit ton of money, right? Then nobody's wealthy. Let me say that again. If everybody feels wealthy and everybody feels like they have enough money to quit their jobs and never have to work again and feel rich, then nobody is rich. Nobody is wealthy because everybody's on the same level playing field, right? You have to understand this. This is all a game. This is the game of life, right? And there are rules to this game. There are rules to where there's a close eye on, they keep a close eye on how shit goes, right? Like, they can't control it all, but when things get out of control, they have to step in and use measures, right, to control it. They have to get, society needs to be brought back down to where it was, right? Because it would only get worse, right? If they let the markets run and get crazy and get super euphoric, oh my God, like say they let it go for another couple years, it would be even worse, right? Inflation would be even worse. Gas would probably be like $30 a gallon, right? $50 a gallon, right? Like, I'm telling you, man, like, food would be expensive as shit. Like, you wouldn't, the money you made would just be null and void. You would still be at the same level you were 2 years ago or the prior 2 years, because everything else would come up in price with it. So you're giving all this money, but everything comes up in price with it. So anyways, how do you get through these times, right? We're in a recession, right? Which was needed. Looks like the Fed is getting shit under control. What are you going to do? You going to sell everything down here? Or did you sell everything? Did you get scared? Or have you been listening to the news and media and just got scared out of your positions? Out of your long-term investments? Yeah. So all this is short-term noise. You know, no matter how ugly it looks, it's all short-term noise. You got to have a plan. Stick to your plan. Keep investing monthly, even weekly, you know? Use the app like M1 Finance to where you just, it auto deposits and auto invests for you. You never have to look at it. You pick your favorite stocks, create a little pie chart. Yeah, I want Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, SPY, QQQs. Give me the tech sector. Give me the growth sector. You know, give me these names. Cool. Created a pie. Deposit the money in there. Set it, forget it, done. You never have to look at it. Every week, I suggest every week, helps smooth out volatility. Every week or every month, you deposit, you get an auto deposit in there, and then it takes that money and splits it between all those stocks. That's it. You know, don't pick too many stocks. Pick like five solid stocks, and then the rest into the S&P, into sectors, right? To different sectors. Like, pick a couple sectors. Anyways, so in these times, you need to start learning you got to contract. Stop with the frivolous spending, start cooking at home, save your money, invest it, right? Because these are the times where you're going to get the best opportunities. Everything's on discount. Start buying it up. I don't care if you got to eat ramen for dinner every night, because it's only short term. Put as much money you can into the markets, invest it, keep it in there, leave it, wait a few years, see what happens, right? Could take longer, but make sure it's money that you don't need in the short term. If you need the money, don't invest it. Simple as that. But if you can do without it for like 5 to 10 years, now's a good time. Long term, think long term. Yes, we could go lower, and you have to be prepared for that as well. create a plan, figure out where you want to buy, where things are at the most height, at the highest of fear, right? Where things are just getting ugly. Like, all right, it's hard to do, very hard to do. That's where you put additional money on top of what you're already investing. That's where you save your money in that war chest, right? And you're like, all right, time to deploy it, put it to work. Because you understand, like, these are cycles. It always happens. Have you looked back over the years, say over the past 10, 15 years, and you're like, man, had I just bought and held? Or what if you did buy back then and you held and you didn't hold? And you still remember the price you bought it at, which was like a fraction of where it is today, even with shit all the way down, right? And you're like, man, I could have 10x, 20x, 100x my money. I don't know about 100x, depends what you're investing in. But like 5, 10x my money in 10 years. Wow, why didn't I hold? I say that to myself all the time, I bought a bunch of stock like in 2009, trying to trade it, learning how to trade, day trade and all that shit, right? It's tough. And I just look back like, man, I remember when Amazon was 3 digits. I remember when Apple pre-split was like $80, right? I remember Tesla when it was $30 pre-split. I traded all those names. I owned it at one time and I didn't hold, so just got to understand, like, let time work in your favor. You don't have to actively trade and all this shit. You don't have to do all that. I do it because I just enjoy doing it. But for those that don't enjoy it or don't want to, you don't have to. You just invest. Buy the shit when it's cheap. I know it's tough to look at it and see it red and going down in value and all this, but as long as you stick to your plan, as long as what you're investing in hasn't changed fundamentally, as long as what you're investing in is what you want to invest in, can't stop you. Have a long-term time horizon, all right? That's how you get through it, Then I'll see you in the next bull run at the top when I'm dumping my bags, right? You could be dumping them with me. On the people that didn't buy today, you could be dumping it to them, buying at the top. That's the game, man. That is the game. It's ruthless. So you just gotta be willing to suck it up. Patience.